It's your girl Rashida.
And your girl ChiCi, you know the vibes.
The vibes are known. Well, we're doing a live instead of a previously recorded episode. So this gonna be real different. We're gonna shoot from the hip. We've been gone for a long time. Like long enough to have a baby long time.
Hey, um,
Eight-
anyways,
a lot has changed.
yeah.
Um, do you wanna tell them why we were gone so long?
Well, first off, we were leveling up um, by going all the way to hell and coming back.
Yeah,
Like, um, um, yeah, we just went. We were going through a lot, mentally, physically, emotionally. There was a lot of healing that we were going through, and we learned a lot about ourselves. Um, we learned a lot about the healing process. And when you think that you're done, feels like you've just started.
yeah. It's never ending. It's a spiral.
Yeah,
It's a cycle, you
yeah,
know?
it's a never ending spiral. But we've just been through a lot in the past couple months. We done leveled up, changed our jobs. Okay,
Yes, jobs changed.
uh,
Lo
address.
Yes, access. So,
Uh,
good stuff has happened.
yes, a lot of good stuff has happened, and I think like growing through, um, having those growing pains when you're going through it, it's like, oh my god, it feels so. I want this to be over with, but I feel like when we get to the end of it, and of course you're still growing through the whole process, right? But I feel like when you're actually in it, um it feels more dramatic than when you're actually coming when you get to the destination, feeling more calm, um feeling better about where you are. It just feels different. um the vibe that we have now compared to before. Not like we wasn't lit before, okay? So let's not act like that. Um, but I think that there was just so much growth and um, a lot of um, just more knowing yourself. And for me personally, being less reactive was a big thing that I grew from. Now it's more of don't get it twisted. I'll still throw hands. I haven't grown out of that, okay? Um, but definitely being able to, um,
Yeah, yeah, someone said will be they retire.
yeah, uh, definitely growing. Um, the growing pains have been they've been beautiful to say the least. I didn't think that it would actually be something that I would look back on and be like, that was so worth it. Going through it, it was a lot of crying and screaming. One day I was crying, the next day you were screaming, and then
Yep,
vice versa.
yeah, we're tantrum twins, like, "Your turn, girl."
Yeah, uh-huh. Being open, I think that we learned a lot about being open, um, to what the universe was trying to bring in, and not trying to control what the outcome was going to be. because I think that in manifestation, there's so much stuff that we don't like. They don't really tell you, um, and I don't think it's like intentional. I think it's more everybody has their own journey and their own lessons to learn from, and yeah, it was just a lot. But I would say that I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything that I went through. What about you?
Well, there's a few things that I felt like, that could have been left out the script. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it didn't have to go like that. You know, it could went this way.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, Virgo, so there's a lot of control issues associated with that sign.
Mhm.
Surrendering has been my biggest or greatest challenge, that I am still working through.
Mm.
I feel like there's a lot of things that I have surrendered with,
Mhm.
but there's other things that I'm still like, "Uh, like I
But
still have a little bit of control in this, situation."
but you've definitely done better with that, I would say. And you're definitely more. You might kick and scream, but you'll do it. I will
Oh,
kick and scream, and I won't do it.
rebellious nature, you know. Yeah, that's what that's about. Is your rebellion, or rather your rebellious nature. It's like I'm gonna do it on my time.
Mm. For me completely. Dang.
But I'm just saying, you know.
It's true though. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and I think that watching other people in your family, your loved ones, your friends grow, I think it's such a beautiful thing to watch. Because when you're in it, right, you don't see it the same way that everybody else sees it. And I think we are our worst critics. And a lot of times we don't see our growth. It's like, oh, well, I could have done better here and I could have done better there. But it's, you're the one that's judging yourself, right? But the people that are on the outside, they're watching you like, wow, you've changed a lot, you know? And one thing that I always say to myself is, I'm the baddest bitch in this room. But I never say it to degrade anyone else. It's like anybody else says that, yeah, you the baddest bitch in this room, you know? But I've had to say that for a long time to believe it for myself. Um, and I walk with that, but I also walk with um, wanting to be compassionate and understanding to meet people where they are and to be less judgmental. Because what was so crazy, one of the things that I learned as well is that, I really felt as if um, I wasn't judgmental, right? But let somebody else be next to me and they're judging someone. I'm going to judge the hell out of them. Why are you being so judgmental? Why? Why don't you mind your business?
But then you're judging too, so
Right?
yeah,
Judging.
it's the mirror thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty crazy, and learning to bite my tongue,
Hmm.
answer, and I make things happen. I'm persistent and I don't play. I'm not afraid of growth. Wait, hold on. Go
Not
ahead.
afraid of growth and some of the consequences that can come with it. Bring it. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like cancers um, are. I feel like they are amazing people, um, but they don't recognize. Well, some of them don't recognize how emotional they are,
Yeah.
um, and um, some of them will see it as a, a weakness. And I think that there is such a beauty that comes from a cancer because of that nature of like bring it, because they fight so hard for what they love, who
Mhm.
they love, and what they want. Um,
Yeah.
so it's something that I definitely admire about cancers. And they're a water sign like Scorpio, so
Yeah, y'all go deep. Yeah.
So one
I
thing I wanted to bring up too was I had a challenging experience with um, someone. I'm not going to even mention um, this person. We'll just say a coworker, and they brought up a prophet and a psychic, and yeah, we're gonna go there. Okay,
yes, please.
now. And what is the difference between a prophet and a psychic?
There's no difference.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't the only one that thought that.
Well,
Um,
you know what? I'm gonna pull back, and I'm gonna say there's a difference. I do feel like historically, allegedly, as you have to say today,
yeah.
people who are prophets tend to they are not devoid of having a spiritual ego.
Mm, mm,
Like a lot of times it's like, no, God told me this, and I'm delivering. It's like, well, you do realize that we all have the God power within us, and
yeah,
we can tap into it if
yeah,
we feel called to do that.
yes, exactly. And I don't want. We've already talked about this because we said that we've talked about like the spirituality, and while we do want to discuss that in today's video, we want today to be less uh, not as deep into the spiritual aspect. We just want to come back and let y'all know what we've been doing and just vibe out, and discuss some hot topics as well. But I just wanted to bring that up because that was bothering me and it was sitting on my chest for a minute. And um, because I want to be like that's what bothers me. Like trying not to be a judgmental person, right? But then, and you're being open minded, but you're asking me about gifts, right? And I let you know what is one of my gifts, but you come for me and you're like, well, I don't speak to spirits. And I'm like, okay, okay. Well, when I said, because, okay, the question was, how long have you been speaking with spirit? How long have you had that connection with spirit? And the person replied, well, I don't speak with spirits. I speak with God. Okay, I didn't mean spirits. I meant the Holy Spirit. And she was like, well, all my messages come from God. Oh, okay. So nobody else receives me. Okay, girl, whatever. Like, okay, believe it. Hey, I'm not gonna if I'm gonna really stand by what I believe in, I'm gonna stand on all 10 toes and
hmm
believe what you believe, and I truly believe that you are entitled to believe in whatever you believe in,
Yeah,
and but don't come for me. I
right.
don't. 'Cause I
Difference
don't.
too
I mean,
is the coming.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
keep your thing over there, and then I'll keep my stuff over here. But so let's hop into one of our topics. Okay, P Diddy. They are going to have a surviving P Diddy.
Not survive. Are they really gonna have one? You think so?
I don't know, but I think.
They probably will.
Hmm?
I could see that being a thing.
I,
Unfortunately.
and I mean, so what I found so funny about the P Diddy thing, right, was that I was watching DJ Academics, And girl, he read through the documentation. Now, he is definitely a person that he talks about, he doesn't agree with um them, a lot of the music entertainment now they're feeling like they're targeting black men. And let's just be real, it kind of does feel like that. But then if you think about Weinstein,
Mhm,
right? He
mhm.
went down.
Right.
Um, Jeffrey Epstein, he went
Mhm.
down.
Yeah.
There were two very prominent white people with a lot of money.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can understand where he was coming from because that whole TI thing that happened between.
Oh, yeah. I do
Mhm.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then before that, and this was a while ago, but I don't know if you watched the
Oh, and he got tied into that too, I forgot. He kinda
the
bolted.
the what?
Bill
Wait, I say that again.
So you said he academics was saying that DJ academics, excuse me, was saying that he felt that black men were being targeted, and
Mm-hmm.
and it started with Bill Cosby because
Yeah, there,
yes, and then
there.
after that, then
Mm,
everybody
yep, you're absolutely right.
yeah.
But the crazy part is, what is okay? Let's go back to what is that's a very good point, right? Okay. Um, and even further than that, um, uh, what is his name? God, he's so infamous, and I can't think of his name. The one that killed his wife.
Which one? Alright, that definitely didn't come out right, but
um, the one that killed it.
wait, who?
Oh my God, I can't think of his name. Nicole. Oh, Simpson. OJ
Oh,
Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
watched bullying thing. I'll tell you about that in a second, but go ahead. Mhm.
Yes. Okay. So let's just go back with that, right? So he got away with it.
Yeah,
Um, and then he tells on himself.
in a book, if I did it. Wasn't that the name of the book?
Yes. If I did it. But you saying if I did it, but you're saying that you did it.
Right. Oh
I,
my god.
I
But
can't.
talk about an ego. See, that's ego right there. That's
Yeah,
narcissism,
it,
egotism.
it really is.
Yeah.
So then, um, the Bill Cosby thing, right? Now, I didn't pay a lot attention to the Bill Cosby thing. What was your thoughts behind the Bill Cosby thing? Do you think that he did it?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
That whenever he was on TV, when all of that was happening, he just looked so guilty. Or was that me? Like, I can't help but
Yeah,
just
and to be honest, I didn't follow it closely. So I probably shouldn't have been so quick to say he did it, but he did that shit. He
but
did, unfortunately, which wasn't cool. But um I don't know. I think that a lot of what goes on in that world is very concerning.
it is, it is, and I think that they've gotten away with it for so long. Um, I feel like the people that have got out of it because it's some because if you think about it, there's been so much change. And we are in the age of Aquarius where
Yeah.
if they've been in the dark, it's coming out. There's so much information. There's so much that is um, no longer going to be tolerated. Inequality within, between man and woman, between races, like it's not going to happen anymore. Um, and I feel sorry for anyone that, and I say feel sorry, and I'm using that very loosely when I say that. Um,
Mhm.
I feel sorry for anyone that played them little games and really thought that they were going to get away with it, because these people that have gone down have money.
Mhm.
They equated money to power, which is what most people believe, right? Because they really do feel like you can buy anyone. But going back to P Diddy and
Cass.
Cass, he the fact that he was paying her, when I was watching DJ Academics, the fact that he was paying her $500,000 a month, girl, like, why would she lie about something like that and not just take the money and keep it moving?
Mhm.
Take the money and that's it. And why would she come out now and say, you know what? I don't want the money anymore. I just want you to stay completely away from me. And I don't want you to do this to anyone else.
Yeah.
She had every incentive to stay. And this is where you really understand, like, money doesn't give you happiness. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't. Now, does it make you happy or does it make you comfortable in misery? Absolutely. I'll take over that anytime. Would I rather be broke and miserable or rich and miserable? I'll take rich and miserable any day. Okay. But broke and miserable, pick a struggle. Not both.
Yeah. So
I don't want both. Um, really don't. And what was even crazier was that I feel like, because there was so much. Did you see the court documents?
no. Spill it.
Oh girl, the court document. DJ Academics goes over all the court documents on what happened, and he reads through all of it. Now, I don't know if he has the whole episode up because he streams, and girl, he streams for like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh wow.
So, and I think YouTube only lets you like do it for like an hour, and then you have to like start over. And he's always streaming, so he's on there. He does another streaming. He does like 4 or 5 different streaming services all at once when he's on YouTube. Um,
Mhm.
so he goes through all of it. They had this thing called freak out
Mhm.
session.
What is that? Well, I guess the name speaks for itself, huh? See, I be on the listen.
It makes you feel uncomfortable when you start itching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nowhere,
Girl,
like
go take a Benadryl. You
it was too much. It was too much. These freak out. First, what he told her. Okay, let's go over their contract.
Mhm.
He signed her to a 10 album contract.
Okay, so let's pause. Cassidy.
Yeah. Mhm. I'm not playing with you.
Look, I can't sing. So I have no room to say like,
I,
oh, I'm telling you I am not a talented singer at all. Okay? I'm not talented when it comes to the vocals.
wasn't she the one?
However,
I can't do the song, but she does that. She did that one song.
wait, hold on.
Dun, 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 dun.
Me and you.
Yeah, me and you. There you go. Hmm. I'm not playing with you.
Come
Listen,
on.
but that was a good song when you was
It was
drinking.
a good song. Song.
Playing with you, Regina.
I mean, she's probably a beautiful person, soul. She looks like she has a beautiful soul,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
she's bad too. She's
Yep,
bad.
a woman. Um, yeah, 10 albums. It wasn't happening.
Not playing with you. I'm not playing with you about that.
10 albums. Now okay, so Cassidy came out early 2000s, right?
Oh. I believe
like
so.
early 2000s. So, but even then, in the early 2000s, nobody was getting signed to no 10 record deal.
That's what was so crazy. And he did it when she was 19. Why would you do that? But why that's why and see what DJ Academics was talking about when he was talking about that part of it, right? He was saying now he didn't come for her as hard as you did.
Beautiful person, beautiful
But
soul.
what he said was who signs a 10 he said who signs a 10 album deal, and he was like, and think about how long it takes to
Make
do
one.
them.
To make one album. There's people in their 40s. They've been working on their same album since they were 20.
My broke ass ex. But I'm gonna leave.
I know a couple people. You know what I'm saying? So 10, it wasn't happening.
No, it really wasn't. And it wasn't giving.
It wasn't.
It wasn't giving. It wasn't.
I started it, but you finished.
It was not giving. Like, I
How
mean, think about the people that are out. Like, how many albums did how many albums did Kanye do? He's an
right?
um he's had
He's a
amazing.
living legend.
Yeah,
I love Kanye. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all could hate me, hate
yeah.
him.
I don't care
Love
what
the
nobody says. I just wish he would finish his thought or explain it.
nah,
Because
that's how Kanye works.
explain it. But I can't even say that because sometimes he does explain it and then the media cuts out and then they just run with it. But then you don't make it any better with the White Lives Matter. Like, you sound crazy. And then no, you're not crazy, but you sounded like stop. Why
I
are you
just
doing
looked it up. Kanye West made 10 out.
okay. Now, and how
10. You said how old is he?
uh-huh. What's his age?
I think he's 40. Let me just make sure I have the right age. But he's 40, at least 44.
Okay. So you signed somebody at 19. Kanye was real young when he stepped into the game too.
He's 46.
Yeah. And his first album dropped when?
Oh, I remember that was 2004, I believe. Somewhere around there, 2004 or 3.
Okay. This man slept, 3,
2004.
8 music. And he was 2004. So what is that? 19 years in the
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
for albums. And
Uh-huh.
8 slept, breathed music.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now getting back to your point.
I almost said something I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna behave, y'all. Cause like while I to get on a serious note, what happened to her should never have happened in terms of the sexual assaults, the domestic
Oh,
violence,
yeah.
all that stuff. That ain't what we talk about.
No,
And
that's not. We're talking about the
we
music.
talk about the music.
Yes. Now, every time in the actual lawsuit, every time he talked about well, in the lawsuit, he used the fact of her music and releasing it, and because he was a mogul, he would basically threaten her like, yeah, your music's not gonna come out without me, so you have to do these things. um he beat on her. Now what I found so interesting, right, was that he first offered her $7 million.
Mm.
Okay, she said, "No, I'm not doing seven million
So
dollars. I
now
want 30."
they were together how long?
Um,
They were together for close, was it close to 10 years?
yeah, blew up one of her boyfriend's cars, allegedly. Let me say that.
Allegedly. Yeah, so they were together for 11 years.
Yes, and this was 11 years. They split up for good in 2018.
So 500,000, excuse me,
Mhm.
$500,000 a month while they were together
Yep.
for her to do these freak out sessions. So let's do
For,
the math.
for her to not only do the freak out sessions, it wasn't. It was always to make her. He did the whole love bombing thing.
Okay,
Like,
so she's getting paid $1 million a year uh for over 11 years.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
He was only gonna offer her seven.
girl.
that
Now,
the
it's
year relationship you talking about?
sessions. Okay, so he introduced it to. First of all, she felt very uncomfortable that he was 40 something years old and wanted to be with her. But it's like dangling a piece of carrot in front of a rabbit that hasn't eaten in a month. Like, if they're alive that long, I
Hmm.
don't know, without food.
Well, I mean,
But
we got to look at the person though. Like he made them people for making a band walk in the freezing New York cold for
girl,
the cheesecake, like
I would have never, I don't care how,
tyrant on that show. We saw it.
yeah, I don't care how badly my dream is to be a singer with everything that they talked
Hmm.
about him as a label, being the a CEO, being a mogul. I would never write. I would never do any type of contract with that man. That man, literally. Okay, so the way DJ Academics was explaining it, as he's reading it, okay, because he's this is all the documentation that they have. He had already been preparing this.
Hmm.
One of the girls from Danity Kane, um, the white girl that's always, and no offense or anything, but she is,
Hmm.
but she was the one that, I think her name was
Yeah,
Adria,
like that, Adri.
Adria, like that. She's in, like, she did like a lot of reality TV and stuff after. Um, he sent them Danity Kane. They had been asked for the royalties, and the masters of their music.
Hmm.
Why did he tell them 6 months before this happened, before Cassie ran
Uh-huh.
to the before she put in, I think it was 2 days or the day before the statutes of limitation would be, she
Mm-hmm.
put in her lawsuit.
Okay.
Um, she had to have already been talking to him, because now the other girl from Danity Kane received a letter from him.
Mhm.
Oh, mind you, did you know that he changed his name?
What's his name now?
So I want to make sure I got it right.
And why I keep calling a girl Cassidy and her name is Cassie. Sees how much shows how much I know about the girl.
Talking about, um,
Mhm.
his name is Buddy Love. He changed it to um, Sean Love Combs. Um, see, where is it at?
Hmm.
It is okay. I cannot find it, but whatever. His new name. Oh, AK Brother Love.
Brother love.
Brother Love. Girl, bye.
All right. Anyway, so if y'all y'all want to check out
Girl.
more shitty stuff, because that's the end of it for me. I don't want to stay in that energy. But I did see Sloan Bella, another YouTuber,
Mm-hmm.
who did like a channeling session with his ex Kim Porter. Um and she was going deep in the weeds. So y'all check her page out if y'all want to see stuff about that. I'm gonna leave that alone and leave that to her.
Wait, you can't do that. I didn't wait, what did she say? Cause that was so fishy that the way that she died too.
Yeah. So allegedly, okay, gotta say allegedly, there was some type of involvement from his camp with her passing, Kim's passing. I don't know nothing about it. Don't want to know nothing about it. But Sloan Bella be talking about that. And if y'all want to know about it, check her page out.
So
Cause
how did she die?
so it says that she had a pneumonia infection.
Yo, let me okay.
And they were like, well, I mean, this lady was relatively healthy. How's she dying of pneumonia? You
See,
know?
I don't get any of that because what I find it real strange is like in Hollywood. Listen, they talk about in Florida, there's nothing but crazy people. Well, keep my behind in Florida, okay? Because I understand how people in Hollywood always like that's a either it's by accident, um, bathtub,
Right.
um, or pneumonia. I've had pneumonia twice.
Now, and I'm saying this respectfully, but it's typically people who are immunocompromised, very frail health, that can pass from pneumonia, not necessarily relatively healthy people. I
That's
mean,
saying that
yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Like I've had it that I
and
just find
I'm
it
not.
such
It,
a thing that happens.
I'm just saying that it's not common.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's such a weird thing that it's such a common thing. And respectfully, for the people that have passed away,
Yeah,
for everybody's family members that have passed away from that, I just find it so weird that it's such a common thing in Hollywood for a healthy person to pass away from pneumonia. Not that it's not possible. I don't
yeah.
want to put it out there, but I just find that such a weird thing. Like, uh, I don't know. Why don't they?
Yeah.
Because yeah, because I'm just gonna be
Nope.
quiet. Hey, like if they all, if some of these people crashed and burned in a car, maybe it wouldn't feel so weird because you're living the fast life and everything else like that. But like, why like pneumonia is like? I wonder if it's something that they actually just like do to them to like weaken their immune system and like
Well,
if it's a
stress.
slow death process. Now we're getting into conspiracy theories, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's a lot of stress there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There is a lot of stress.
Yeah. Mm.
So
So yeah, back to brotherly love or brother love,
brotherly love. Where you from? What's that? Pennsylvania? No, that's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
girl. I
Brother,
was
the city of brotherly love.
yes. Okay. So he actually he wanted to give them back their everyone because he changed his name. He turned over a new leaf. Okay,
Mm.
or a new leaf. No, he knew what was going to happen. That's
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
he
So
had all them.
his act, so to speak.
Hmm. He had all them. when did you ever hear that he was ever going to give anybody their masters or let
Yeah,
people out
not
contracts?
not never. Not
Exactly.
even heirs.
He didn't. Like he really
The
wasn't.
heirs of the biggest
And
talent
he
ever
listen,
came out of Bad Boy. He
yo,
ain't want to masters up, so I'm not buying it.
it's so crazy, right? Because he, let's just be real. He was a goofball. He was corny.
Yeah.
Okay. And it feels like that probably stayed with him and he had to, and this is just my own opinion of what I've seen. It feels like he had to prove to the world or to the people that he was around, like, I'm not the one to play with. Y'all all think I'm corny. I'm gonna show you corny. Uh,
Yeah.
but that is coming to bite you in the butt because of what you've done. So here was the thing. He changed his name. He did all that other stuff, and he decided, okay, I whoever asks for their masters, they want to get out of a contract with me. I'm brother love now. I'm all about all to you. Just come.
We're certainly gonna get a person who had a one hit wonder that
Girl,
we signed 10 albums. Their
we're
stuff.
we're gonna go ahead and do that because I turned over a new leaf, right? There's no stipulations. Except one, you have to sign an NDA.
Right. Of course.
Why do you have to sign an NDA? Why do you have
Yeah.
to sign an NDA? If you didn't do anything, why do you have to sign an NDA?
Hmm.
Why? Like to me, that doesn't make any sense. You have to sign an NDA because people saw, just like people saw what happened with R. Kelly, okay,
Hmm.
and they kept quiet.
Hmm.
People saw what was going on, and he wanted to keep everybody quiet. Listen, I'm gonna give you everything that you want. Turn over a new leaf. Okay.
But that contract, it's just a different contract.
It's just exactly. It's
Right.
just a different one.
Moving along. So wait, now we're really gonna go in the weeds. Uh, I saw while we were on hiatus, I saw this video
And watching baddies, I was.
when I want to call it with friends like that who needs enemies, but I was listening to oh my gosh, what is this YouTuber's name? Tasha K.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But respectfully, I was listening to her channel, happened to stumble upon it, and the guest that she had on, I think I can't remember his name. I remember it was an Islamic dude, but um, he was talking about his nearly 40-year friendship with Will Smith and whatever he had witnessed.
Other one. Oh, Jada.
And,
Oh, Jada.
and Jada and his stuff with her, and I was like, that's why I said, well, with friends like that who these enemies, obviously they had something that happened. And if you would care to go to that channel, check it out, whatever. Um, but re- but I'm like, I don't I don't know if I could do something like that. Like it don't matter how bad things got between me and a friend.
Mhm.
Am I going on a podcast and spilling the tea? Nah, I'm good.
And respectfully, right? I feel like a lot of people that have other people sign NDAs, I feel like they're not always doing something bad. I feel like there's things that they want to keep private, and
Yeah.
and they've probably had, you have to have, you can only imagine who you can um trust when
Mm,
you become big.
yeah.
And if you're not in the best place mentally, if you're not in the best place um with your family, or you just a private person. I'm a double Scorpio. I'm a private person. And there's certain things that I'll be very open about, and there's certain things that I hold very close to my heart. So I don't want to make it seem like you shouldn't sign NDAs, because I know when we make it to where we headed, okay, and this ain't no ego thing, okay, there's some projects that we are working on. It's gonna pop up, okay, it's gonna pop off. Um, that you don't want people to know some things, like you just
Yeah.
don't, respectfully, like you don't. If today I felt like cussing out my husband, that don't need to be all over the place. And you're at my house all the time, and you're gonna get paid $20,000 to be talking about an argument that I had with my husband. No, no. If you're gonna be around me all the time, and I've already had people put my business out, including managers. Some of them have actually went to the tabloids and
Wow.
these outlets, these media outlets, to put their business out.
Mm.
So I don't want to say like an NDA is like the most horrible thing, because I know some people that are gonna be around me, they're gonna sign them. They're gonna sign them, and I nothing bad. I'm a very spiritual person, okay, and I do believe in karma, and I do believe that whatever you put out to the universe, you're gonna get back. And sometimes it's 10 times worse than whatever you put out. You know,
Mm.
um, they will be signing those. They will be signing those, because you will not be putting out my business unless I want to put it out. And so I don't want to act like it's a complete, bad thing to do, but in his case, that's what he was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
On top of that, getting back to the freak out sessions, right? People just talk about, isn't that crazy? Freak out, right? So in the documents, he actually stated that the reason that he was what came out, um he came out to Cassidy, right? Cassie or Cass? No, it's
It's
Cassidy. Cassie, right?
yeah.
Um, the reason, or what actually came out, was that she he came to her and asked her if, now mind you, he's married at the time.
Wait. What was Diddy ever married?
Girl, he was married. He was married.
Diddy was ever married. Not
Yes. Wasn't he married to Kim Porter?
No, she was his fiance. That's as far as it ever went with him. I'm gonna stand on that. I know he was never married.
I thought he was married to her.
No, that was his.
Yes, he never got married.
Yeah, I knew that.
My gosh.
Hmm.
I did not know that. Okay. Well, anyways, he was with Kim Porter.
Hmm.
Now, what he did was, every time he got her an apartment everywhere he went. Um, so when he was in Miami, he had a mansion in Miami. He got her an apartment, less than, in every place that he got her a place, it was less than 5 miles away. He started taking her out, started, showing her love, like, hey, I really like you, I really want to be part of your life, blah blah blah, I see your potential, blowing smoke up her butt.
Yeah, love bombing. Yep.
Yeah, love bombing, exactly. um and he asked her if she was interested in voyeurism.
Voyeurism,
Yeah, voyeurism.
like watching other people.
Yes, that's what that is. I did not know what that was. Okay.
Oh,
And it's actually
he was
watching.
free from the beginning.
Yeah, and
But
but it's not just that, it's watching the person that you're in love with
oh,
love somebody else, and you getting off.
the one watching while she's performing or being performed on. Okay.
Yeah, a lot, right? A lot, right?
Yep.
He would have her actually, so in her whole statement, um he gave her drugs. She was basically being sex trafficked. Okay.
Mhm.
Um.
Cassie, you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes. And he would have her. He made her. Because he threatened her. He also beat on her. Um. There's supposedly there's going to be makeup artists that are going to come out um about this, even though he tried to settle. Because don't you find it so weird that the day before all of this, right,
Mhm.
he said, no, I'm not giving you the 7 million. But then the next day, after the court papers come out, and it's starting to go here and here and here, and people are starting to talk about it, um then he settles.
Well, it's like little fires everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was
it
like
have
whack
one put him
and
out.
one pot put one out, something else popping up.
He did
So
not have water to put it out,
yeah.
and it was just so crazy. Not only that, she would have to pick out the male prostitutes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is going down a road that there's a lot going on.
You understand? That's why it needs to be surviving P Diddy. They, I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm
they
sure
another
that
come out.
unfortunately how Hollywood goes, it's gonna be that.
It is going to be that,
It
and
is
Netflix is going to pick it up because everybody's
they
going to watch
never
it. And everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to watch it.
everybody
And
it.
losing his endorsements left and right. So he didn't even really have the quote unquote money to from
Yeah.
that he's losing. He didn't even have the quote unquote money to pay her. Like,
Yeah, because and that's actually what Sloan Bella was talking about.
yeah, wait, what?
That's what Sloan Bella was talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That like he doesn't actually it's not his money. Now,
Mm-hmm.
there's he's brother love, but there's a big brother. Yeah, there's a big brother,
Yep.
bigger brother
Yep.
that's controlling all of that. And I don't want to know who that is. So we
Nope.
belong and we can get into some good funny stuff.
Yes, girl. Yes. So, anyways, the whole point of this is that while I don't want um I don't want our people to be going down. Um, what you did is what you did, and what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And I don't care what type of karma you were supposed to be paying back in this lifetime. Clean it up.
Yeah. And my thing is this, I don't like when people try to throw it to, oh, they trying to take us down. It's not about a us. It's a human race at this point.
That-
And whether, however you look, if you did it, there's retribution. If you didn't, I'm sorry that, they're coming for you, right? But I just don't want to spend too much time.
Yeah,
with-
no, we
Oh,
already.
no, no, no. I'm just saying, like, too much time with the whole like narrative, like, oh, they trying to take a good brother down. Like, no,
Hmm.
because they done went after all these other people too.
Yeah,
All
sure did.
these, it wasn't just us. It was other people too. So that's my soapbox. But I'll get off.
Yeah,
Um, moving right along into something more funny. So you had some cards. Did you
yes.
some stuff?
Okay, so so let's get into some questions that we could ask each other. Okay. Um, let's see here. If you could grant me what one wish, what would that be?
Ooh, there's so many wishes that I I would grant you. I don't want you to get all emotional though. Huh?
I said I'm just such an amazing person. Like I know.
No, you are though. Like, Blood in, blood out. Sister. um, but yeah, like you really are such an amazing person, but I feel like I don't know why the song came to me, and I don't want you to cry when I say this,
Girl, stop it.
but
Don't make me cry.
okay, so I'm not gonna say it then. But it's the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay, we'll say it.
A dance with your dad.
Oh,
Cause that song, Dance with My Father, that came to my mind.
that, and you know, it's crazy because when my father passed away, my older sister Jasmira, she played it, and she
Yeah.
crying. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's crazy that you say that. But that's beautiful. Um, okay. Um, Next question. When was the last
Wait,
time? I,
what you gonna grant me?
oh, oh yeah, that's right. We're supposed to do it to each other. I'm sorry, girl.
Grant me a wish, damn
Mm,
it.
I would grant you to be able to feel the love that you give out.
Oh my God, why am I about to cry? Whew.
I I think that if you realize the amount of love that you actually go ahead, puppy. The actual amount of love that you give out, and it's never. Uh Go ahead. Uh, yeah. Um, the I feel like if you were able to feel the amount of love that you give out unconditionally, um, to people to people in general, not even just people that you love, just people in general. Um, that's what I would wish for you, so that you could actually feel it. Because I don't think that you. Uh, I think that you're hard on yourself, um, and I understand it because you want you want to be you have this light, but you also want, um, and it's not an ego thing. So please understand that it's more of a you just want everybody to just live good. Like you have a very sincere and beautiful soul, um, and you don't ever give expecting to receive. You don't do anything. You do everything from love, and so my wish for you would be to be able to feel and receive the love that you give out on a regular basis. Like, I think that if you felt that, and this is just a, I think you'd be more selfish with your love. Like, no, I'm not giving that to you. I give way too much. Have you felt my love? Nope.
I'm receiving that, sis. I'm gonna claim that. 'Cause I appreciate that for real. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was gonna hit me like that, so I had to be like a thug for a second. But yeah, I appreciate that because nobody's ever said that before. So I love that.
Well, I mean, I'm an amazing person. You said that
I mean, yeah.
earlier, But I was serious. That's what I would definitely. That's the wish that I would grant you. Um, let's see. Um, okay, this is a funny one.
Uh-huh.
What is something I taught you that you know is wrong?
Duck if you buck. Duck if you buck.
That I don't claim that.
Yes, the fighting spirit. But to but to really expand on that is it's more of kind of piggybacking on what you were saying, which is don't give your love so freely. Don't be so quick to just, because I do move from my heart space and I see the good in everyone.
Mm,
But sometimes people just have ill intentions and it's hard. It's kind of hard for me to see that sometimes.
yeah.
So, what you have taught me is not necessarily to be cynical or pessimistic, but just to, kind of step outside of that heart space sometimes and just kind of look at, the situation for what it is and people for who they are, um,
Yeah.
and accept those hard truths about some people.
Mm.
Yes.
And I think that's hard, um, because I moved from a heart, a heart space too. And I remember telling you about this with my godmother. She was like, "There's evil people in this world," and I
Mm,
was like, "No, "There isn't."
right.
No,
Denial.
I
Yeah.
don't think there's an evil soul. And she was like, "That is so cute." When she said it, I was like, "Okay, now you're being
The
funny."
shade.
Because I'm 33 at the time. I'm like, don't say that's cute. You trying to
Right.
little me right
That's
now.
cute for you.
It's cute that you think
I
like
know.
that.
Shade.
But they're still evil people. And she would just, tell me like that's it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And not everybody has good intentions for you.
Yeah.
And you really have to um, just like you said, what I said to you, you got to take a step back. And I feel like I learned to give people mercy, but not grace, because I gave people too much grace.
Mhm.
And then I would resent them, and then I would be angry with them and myself. And then I would get over the anger with them, and then I would be beating myself up, like, well, I was the stupid one, da 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 da. And then it
Mm.
was just like a horrible cycle of why am I beating myself up because I gave you grace? So now I'm not giving you grace. 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 You
It's
get
not. This is not the Oprah show, okay?
mercy. No, you get mercy, and that's turning over a new leaf. Because the
Yeah.
Scorpio part of me, they don't want to give you any of that.
I'm gonna sting you.
Okay, so for me, what is something that you taught me that I know is wrong? Um, I will say that I need to get married. I'm saying that because he's sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm
real
not
talk.
saying
Um,
anything.
real talk though. I can't really say that you've taught me anything um, that I know is wrong. Because if anything, you've helped me grow, and you've helped me see things from a different perspective, while allowing me to sit in a space of I'm angry about this, and I'm hurt about this. Um, and I think that I've never had a friend like you. And I say this to my family all the time. Like, I've never had a friend that actually um, cared that much about me, like, truly. You know what I mean? Like, there's there's I know I'm probably gonna get like backlash from this or whatever, but I got backlash for some other stuff, and I'm not gonna talk about that. Just because I was like, anyways, we're not gonna talk about it. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sis.
I hate
Mhm.
when you give somebody a compliment and you speak from the heart, and then other people feel some type of way about it. Like, it wasn't for you. Why are you making this about you? Like, anyways, leave that alone. Um, because they're probably gonna watch it and then they're not gonna answer my phone calls.
Girl, get to the point, because I'm not messing with you right now. I'm not messing with you.
But I really don't feel like there was anything that you told me that was wrong. Um, I feel like even I feel like the things that I would say out of anger that I knew was wrong, and I would actually say, I know that this is wrong. I know that it sounds wrong, but I don't care because I feel like this. And you hold space for me,
Hmm.
and you would do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs that, just that time to just get it all out, and
Yeah.
then, whew,
Yeah. It
oh,
was more
yeah,
of till the time you would do it until, um, and I give you all four seasons in one conversation.
conversation.
Winter, spring, fall, and summer, all in one conversation. You would hold space for me, and then I would be like, okay, I know I was wrong for a good majority of what I said, but thank you for holding space. So I can't say that there was anything that I felt like you taught me that other than what I said before, and I'm just learning to get past that part of, I'm accepting the marriage thing. So
Mm. Growth, though. That's growth.
yes, growth.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking of it at all. I literally was like, okay, when I turn 80 and the doctor says you have 6 hours to live, bring in the priest. All right, baby, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
On the way out.
Uh, okay, so let's see. Oh, what was your first impression of me that you never told me?
Ooh, she got a lot of energy.
That's a nice way of saying she is very intense.
Yes. But I felt energized. Yep.
um,
What about what about
for wait, what?
you? Because you was about to go to the next question. You got to answer the question.
That's what I was gonna say for you. For me, my first impression of you that I never told you, um, I think I have told you. Um, you gave Kuan Yin energy, and for people that don't know who Kuan Yin is, she is a deity that is actually older than Buddha,
Mm,
and she is an ascended master, and she believes in um, unconditional love and compassion, and um, she's the equivalent to Jesus in the Asian culture.
mm,
And my first impression of you was, oh, she has Kuan Yin energy. She has that unconditional love. And then we had our first conversation. I was like, I'm totally wrong. This girl's no, I'm just playing.
Put your hand out like your.
my first impression of you.
Yeah.
And I thought you was cool as hell. Like, um, uh, because how we met, right, was because I did
Yes.
reading.
Mhm.
Um, and that whole thing that I do, that I stick my toe into the water for a second, to read your energy before I actually do a reading, um, because I am very selective on who I read for. Um, it was very practical. I
Mm.
knew you were very, this has to be like this has to be like that. And then when I actually met you, I was like, that's interesting that she is very practical and she moves like it has, things have to look like this and this has to be like this, but she moves with the Kuan Yin energy. So I thought that was very interesting. And there was a polarity that I
Yes.
saw there.
That
Um,
was the same word that I just thought.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that was my first impression of you. Um, okay, you can get a little deep here.
Uh-oh.
Um, what's a mistake you've made that changed your life?
Oh, mama help. Listen, I made a lot of, you said a decision.
Nope. I
You
said,
said
what's a mistake
you said a mistake. That was
made
the
that changed your life?
that changed my life. Um not to get too deep into a certain thing, but um I would say not always following my intuition.
Mm,
My first instinct about a person, and then something happened that
mm,
did change my life and the way I move, you
mm.
know. But unfortunately, I cannot publicly say that.
Better than me because I would have said it. I would, if it was a person, I would have named them too.
Yep. But um, I don't get into the whole like victim blaming thing, or things happen to people that happen to people.
Mm.
But you know we deal with a karmic cycle here as well, so things happen to people when they do stuff to people that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
yeah.
Um, so same question for myself. What's a mistake you've made that changed your life? Um, to be honest, I don't believe in mistakes for myself. Um, I didn't see myself living past 18. Um, and I can't say that I feel like there's any mistakes that I wish I would have never, or any things that I wish I would have never done. Um, because everything that has ever happened to me has given me a valuable lesson.
Hmm.
So I look back at my life when I was in a place of having a very big chip on my shoulder. I had this um, I had this feeling of like, oh, if this would have happened differently, then I would be here, and this should have happened like this, and it took so much energy thinking about that. And being a double Scorpio, we go to the depths of the ocean, and the depths of the ocean for us, it's bottomless. So it just keeps going and going. Um, so there's nothing in my life that I look back at and say that is a mistake. Um, I truly believe that things don't happen to you; they happen for you. And um, anytime I've looked back at something that I would have, especially doing shadow work, right?
Mhm.
Um, doing so much shadow work, it really taught me like everything that I would have been like, oh, I wish I would have done this differently. Um, it was completely brought. It. I would think that then I would be brought to what happened afterwards. Well, I learned this, 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 and this, and if I didn't go through that, would I be a different person, a person that I actually like today? I don't know. So I can't honestly say that there is a mistake that has changed my life because I don't believe in mistakes. Has there been things that have happened in my life that's changed my life? Absolutely. But I wouldn't say that there was mistakes. I would say that things have happened in life that have changed my life. And, losing my first son was something that changed my life. Um, Having my children uh, in the same year changed my life. Um, Getting in trouble with the law changed my life.
Mm.
But would I say that there were mistakes? No, because I learned from everything. Everything was a learning lesson, and I would have, I probably would have been more reckless had I not went through what I went through. So I don't consider them mistakes. I consider them life lessons. And if I had to do it all again, I would, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Um, okay, how do you think money may change me over time?
I definitely see you like with the double staircase, with with the flowy robe,
There
with
you
the
go.
fur on it, on the collar, and the little cute heels.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Bougie, like doing bougie type stuff,
Yep.
but not necessarily changing you at the core of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy more experiences, and just be a little bit more. I know you'll be more giving because you're already giving in a way that's immeasurable. You know what I mean? Like you're giving with your time and your intellect and your love. You know what I mean? Those are things that cannot have any value placed on it. You know what I'm saying? Like those are things that you can't buy anywhere. Um, that you're already giving in that way. But then, hey, money you would be giving that too. Um, because you're always like looking like, oh, I gotta help this person. I wanna help them. So but you also gonna be fly coming down the staircase.
You know what I mean? I do what I do now. You know what I'm saying? Just put up a pair of booties. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Gonna be a little bad and bougie girl.
Um, how do I think money may change you over time? I don't think money would change you at all. I don't think money would change you. I think um, I think it's the same thing. To the core of you, I don't think it would change you at all. Um, because you're already a very giving person, um, and um, you don't stick your nose up to people. You don't. I don't see it changing you. I see. I see. The only way that it would change you is um, making you be in a place of building a big empire. It would put you in a place um, of making more money, and I can just see you being the type of person that is making the world a better place, looking for ways to be more respectful to Mama Gaia and get people to like realize that. I think that it would um, make you feel that you could sit at a certain table and be listened to with less words. Like we're going to do this because this is what's happening in the world, and I don't really care what you're saying about gross profits and blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. I think that it would put you, if anything, would put you in a bigger position in the world where you would you would definitely make a bigger difference. Not that you're not making a difference now. Um, I could just see it being like boom, like yeah, this is what we're doing, and you're gonna follow behind that because this is what the earth needs. This is what people need, um, and I don't understand why you're so greedy. Or, I could definitely see you just. I can see you making a beautiful difference in the world, but not it changing you at all. I think it would just show people more of who you are. Um, so yeah, I don't think it would change you. If anything, it would just you would change the world. I could see you doing that.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Let's
But together, okay.
go on a crusade, girl. Let's do
Uh,
it.
girl, okay, this is interesting. If my life right now was a movie, what would the title be?
I'm sorry.
If
The
you
magician. The
scratch it,
magician. It would be the magician.
oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
Anything ratchet?
No.
No, no. Like I probably would agree. Uh,
The luck if you buck magician. That's there it is. Right
yeah,
there.
I, I like that. If I would um, title your movie right now, I would call it Precious, but not the actual.
I said, hold up, friend.
Yeah, I would call it Precious, but not that movie. We're talking about what I would call it, like what the title would be. I would call it Precious because um, the the trials and tribulations that you've been through in your life, um, you embody that saying of be the change that you want to see in the world. And Um, so I would call it precious. I think that you have a very precious soul, and yeah, I call it precious.
Appreciate you, sis.
But not the other movie, so don't get it twisted. Don't be
Yeah,
trying to
get twisted like, hold up, all right, friend. We was cool.
oh, her. No, we're not talking about that movie. I'm talking about her soul. Um,
Right.
let's see. Um, mm,
Uh-oh. When you do that,
this,
now I already know my friend. When she do that, it's a question.
this is a messy boots.
Yep.
Which
Okay.
one of my friends don't you trust?
I gotta name them because you already know. Ooh.
All right, we're gonna move on.
I'm gonna do the hair flip.
We're moving on. We're moving
Yep.
on.
She's so messy.
As soon as I saw it, I was like,
All I will say is the friend that we met through is my friend.
yes,
Okay.
yes. But she wouldn't be the one that you would name that
That's
you.
all I'm saying. The friend that we met through is my friend. I
Yeah,
try,
yeah,
and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. But I know you wouldn't say that
Yeah,
it would be her anyways.
exactly.
But I want to know who you would say for me not to trust. But we're gonna leave it alone.
I can't.
Cause you brought her into this when you know dang well she don't got nothing to do with that question.
That's why I said the only
I
friend
know,
I know
I know. So I'm gonna leave it
is
alone. Because,
also my friend too.
yeah, exactly. So
Yep.
that had to do with the price of tea in China.
I just wanted to be nice.
You just didn't want to answer the question. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Move it
So
and that had absolutely nothing to do with the question you
like nothing. That's why I'm like, girl, that has nothing to do. You
asked.
one that you would say
No,
not
that was a true politician answer though, right? Go
really
ahead.
was because it was like
I
that's like
question
a
absolutely.
George Bush answer. Remember how you like George Bush? You ask him a
Ooh, you
question.
never get food again. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Okay, there is a food supply shortage going on in the world. Well, we're working on a lot of things with the with our technology and and that's that on that.
Right. Yep.
But
I gave you a very
dude, we were talking about the food. Okay, all right.
listen. We accepted him while he was the president.
Oh, this one's a good one.
Oh, this gonna have to be our last one because we got the other thing to do,
Oh yeah. Oh, crap. That's
and
right.
we're way over time.
Oh my God, that's right. Okay, okay, okay. Last question. Okay, what were you like before we met, and how have I changed you?
Girl, first of all, it was a scroll. Be a scroll. Where should I start? We kind of talked. We kind of hit on it, which was the control.
I didn't know I helped you with that. Okay.
Yes.
I'm dead.
You help me be less controlling or whatever. Help with that. Um, Definitely help me to surrender, step into my power, know
Mm,
to learn who I am, be comfortable with the discomfort,
mm,
learn to twirl while
girl, and twerk. Are you twirling?
yes.
Girl, she knew how
Yeah.
to do it.
But I will say this most recent thing,
Knows how to do.
I had to lower my pride
Mm,
because
mm,
I didn't realize that it came out that way.
mhm.
Lower my pride. That was a lot. That was the biggest thing I feel like. But
But
that also
you see
allowed
why thing about Precious though, um, because even with that, you didn't even come off prideful. Like again, I said Precious and not the damn movie. My my movie for you. Um, but it's even that like the way you move, it was hard for you to even recognize that um,
yes.
because you don't move that way. You don't move from a prideful, you know, no, it's going to be like this. Like, no, when you're making power moves, it's completely different. You do have to move like that.
Right.
And making power moves in business and in life are completely different compared to being prideful. So it made sense why it wasn't something that it took some time for you to realize, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my pride that this is coming from. Um, and I don't deserve crumbs. And I truly believe that you was right about that. So, um, what was I like before we met, and how have you changed me? I was a very angry person, very angry person. Um, and um, I feel like you gave me space to express myself. Um, you definitely wasn't a judgmental person. Um, even when you knew what I was saying was some BS, you still let, okay, girl, we back at 101. I'm gonna let you stay at 101 for right now. That's where you feel comfortable. You're gonna be at 101, okay? Um, and I feel like um, you helped me feel less crazy. Um, and you embraced me, and that helped me to embrace myself.
Mm.
Um, it really did. It helped me to really embrace myself and actually, you taught me a lot about self love, and I didn't have that, you know, and how it wasn't selfish to love yourself. And even when we did the podcast, I
Yeah.
did not want to do it on self love. I was like, no, girl, this because I do not. It made me so uncomfortable. Um,
Mhm.
but you truly helped me um, learn to love myself and um, and embrace who I was, and and the same thing to step into my power and um, and to see how fearless I was because I felt like I had to like tell myself that, but
Mhm.
you helped me like, no, you are. Like it's not a lie that you're telling yourself. So that was dope. Yeah. Made a big,
Oh,
made a big difference in my life. That's why you
yes, you are my friend.
love. And that was it for today. We are going to be coming back and being more consistent. We have two big projects that we are working on. Let me tell you.
That's really been taking our
What?
time too. Oh my god. Oh,
Yes, been definitely taking our time. And so we will definitely be more consistent with this. Especially with the live streaming, this helps us a lot because
yeah.
there's the two projects, and we both work uh, full-time jobs. Um, so
Okay.
we're working on two different projects.
Thank you.
You know,
Bye.
stuff going on. And really excited. Um, but we will be doing this consistently every Sunday, live streaming. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Um,
All that good stuff.
yeah, all that good stuff. The really appreciate all the interactions. Um, and yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, please leave us a heart at in the comments. And anything that you guys want us to talk about, yeah, just sit and vibe with us. Like, that's what we're here for. So we love you guys, and we will see you next week. And we're definitely going to be seriously more consistent. So
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.